Welcome back to the KenkoVibe Podcast, everyone. I'm Ethan Reed,
And I'm Grace Morgan.
and we are ready for another deep dive today into the world of probiotics.
It seems like everybody's talking about gut health these days.
They are, and you know what? It's about time we all start paying attention to what's going on in there.
Absolutely. It's way more than just digestion.
Yeah, so let's break it down. What exactly are we talking about when we say probiotics?
Well, the World Health Organization defines probiotics as live microorganisms, which when administered in adequate amounts, confer a health benefit on the host.
Okay, that sounds pretty technical.
It does, but basically think of them as friendly bacteria that help keep your gut happy and balanced.
Okay, so like a microscopic army of good guys fighting for our health.
I like that analogy, and the benefits they offer go way beyond just digestion.
Okay, what?
Research is showing that probiotics can help boost your immune system manage weight, and there's even some really interesting research emerging about potential benefits for mood and mental health.
Okay, I'm officially intrigued. So let's get to the good stuff. What are some of the top probiotic supplements out there based on KenkoVibe's research?
All right, so many great options to choose from, but let's start with a classic N now W Probiotic 10.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one.
It's a blend of 10 clinically identified strains, which makes it a great all-rounder for both gut health and immune support.
And it's pretty budget-friendly, right?
Yeah, it's usually around $15 for 50 capsules.
Not bad. What else is on the list?
Okay, if you're looking for something super simple, there's Nature's Bounty Acidophilus Probiotic.
Acidophilus, I've heard of that.
Yeah, it's a single-strain option with Lactobacillus acidophilus, which is commonly found in yogurt.
So even if I'm not a huge yogurt fan, I can still get those beneficial bacteria.
Exactly. It may help with diarrhea and could even support healthy cholesterol levels.
Interesting. And how much does that one run?
You can usually find it for about $10 for 100 capsules.
Okay, so we've got the classic blend and the single strain option. Well, if we're looking for something a bit more comprehensive.
Ah, you're thinking about Seed DS01 Daily Symbiotic.
That's the one, 24 strains, right?
That's right. It combines 24 different strains of probiotics with prebiotics.
Prebiotics, remind me what those are again.
They're basically food for the probiotics, helping them thrive in your gut.
Got it. So it's like giving those good bacteria an extra boost.
Exactly. Now, this one's a subscription-based product, and it costs around $50 per month.
Okay, so a bit more of an investment, but with 24 strains, it sounds like you're getting a lot of bang for your buck.
You are. Now, are there any specific issues you're hoping to target with a probiotic?
Well, bloating's always a struggle.
I hear ya. For bloating and gas shift, Digestive Advantage is often a good recommendation.
Okay, I've seen that one too. What makes it so effective?
It features Bacillus coagulans, a probiotic strain that may help reduce those uncomfortable symptoms, and it also includes digestive enzymes to help break down food better.
So it's like a two-pronged attack on bloating.
You could say that it's usually around $20 for 30 capsules.
Okay, now one more that caught my eye, Ritual Symbiotic. Plus, what makes this one stand out?
Oh, this one's interesting. It goes beyond just prebiotics and probiotics by including postbiotics.
Postbiotics. Now that's a new one for me.
They're essentially the byproducts of probiotic activity, and they can offer additional gut health benefits.
So it's like getting the full spectrum of gut support.
Exactly, and they have a focus on reducing inflammation using specific strains like Lactobacillus rhamnosus and Bifidobacterium animalis SSP that lactis.
Okay, I'm noticing we keep hearing about Lactobacillus rhamnosus. Is there something special about that one?
It's definitely a star player in the probiotic world, and you'll find it in a lot of popular products like Culturelle Daily Probiotic.
Ah, Culturelle. I know that one. It's super popular.
It is. It's widely available, budget-friendly, usually around $20 for 30 capsules, and a great option for restoring gut balance after antibiotic use.
Like a reset button for your gut.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got options for general gut health, bloating, even postbiotics. Now, what about probiotics specifically for women's health?
Good question. For that garden of life, doctor-formulated probiotics for women is a solid choice.
And what makes that one tailored for women?
It's a blend of 16 strains, some of which have been studied for their potential benefits in defending against yeast infections and reducing UTIs.
Okay, so targeting specific needs. I like it. What's the price point on that one?
It's about $30 for 30 capsules.
All right, and there's one more on this list that really caught my eye. Pendulum Akkermansia probiotic capsules. It sounds pretty high-tech.
This one's unique because it focuses on a single strain called Akkermansia mucinifila.
Okay, and what's so special about that particular strain?
Well, for one, it helps strengthen the intestinal wall, which is pretty amazing, but some early research even suggests it might play a role in weight management.
Weight management through a healthy gut. That's incredible.
It's definitely an area to watch. I think we're only scratching the surface of what probiotics can do.
I agree. And it sounds like choosing the right probiotic is pretty important.
It is. It's not a one-size-fits-all situation.
So what should people keep in mind when making a decision?
Well, first and foremost, talk to your healthcare provider before starting any new supplement.
Good advice.
They can help you figure out if probiotics are right for you, and if so, which strains might be most beneficial based on your individual needs.
Makes sense. Now, before we get too overwhelmed with all these different options, let's take a step back for a minute. We've talked a lot about supplements, but what about natural ways to get probiotics?
Yes. You don't always need a pill to boost your good bacteria.
So what are some good food sources?
Well, good old-fashioned yogurt, especially those with live and active cultures, is a fantastic source.
So the yogurt aisle is basically a probiotic paradise.
It's a good place to start. And don't forget about fermented foods.
Like
Kimchi, sauerkraut, kefir, kombucha. There are so many delicious options out there.
So enjoying a tasty meal can also be an act of gut self-care.
Exactly. You're nourishing your body and supporting a healthy microbiome all at the same time.
I love it. Well, it sounds like we've only just scratched the surface of the probiotic world.
There's so much more to explore. Welcome back to the KenkoVibe Podcast. So far, we've covered a lot of ground exploring different probiotic supplements.
We have from everyday gut health to targeted solutions like those for women's health.
Exactly. But you know what we haven't talked about yet? Probiotics for athletes.
Oh, that's a good one. I'm always looking for ways to optimize my workouts.
Well, you're in luck because KenkoVibe has uncovered some interesting research in that area.
I'm all ears.
One probiotic that stands out is Claire Labs' Probiotic Complete.
Claire Labs. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with that one. What's so special about it?
It's NSF certified for sport.
Okay, so what does that mean?
It means it's gone through rigorous testing to make sure it's free of any substances that athletes need to avoid, like banned stimulants or contaminants.
Oh, I see. So it's kind of like a seal of approval for serious athletes.
Exactly. You can be confident it's safe for competition.
That's good to know. And in terms of benefits for athletes, what does this probiotic offer?
Well, it has 12 different probiotic strains, including our friend Lactobacillus rhamnosus.
That one keeps coming up.
It does, and for good reason. It's a powerhouse. And this probiotic also includes Lactobacillus salivarius.
Lactobacillus salivarius. What's that one all about?
It's another strain that's been studied for its potential to reduce inflammation, boost immunity, and even support oral health.
Wait, oral health? I never thought about probiotics impacting that.
It's all connected. A balanced gut microbiome can have positive effects throughout your body, even in your mouth.
That's amazing. So this Claire Labs probiotic sounds like a real winner for athletes. Are there any downsides?
One thing to note is that it needs to be refrigerated.
So not as convenient for travel as some of those shelf-stable options.
Right, but for serious athletes who are really focused on optimizing their gut health, it might be a worthwhile trade-off.
I can see that now. Earlier we talked about probiotics for women's health in general. But are there any that specifically focus on vaginal health?
There are. Actually, earlier we mentioned Seed VSA1 Vaginal Symbiotic, but there's another one that's worth checking out. Rail Vaginal Health Probiotic Supplement.
Okay, Rail. I've heard of their skincare products.
Yeah, they're a well-known brand, and their vaginal health probiotic is designed to support a healthy vaginal microbiome.
How does it do that?
It combines 5 different strains, including Lactobacillus rhamnosus and Lactobacillus reuteri.
Oh, there's Lactobacillus rhamnosus again.
It's a popular one. These strains work together to maintain a balanced pH and promote a good bacterial balance in the vagina.
So it's like a natural way to support feminine health.
Exactly. And as a bonus, it also provides 25% of your daily vitamin D.
Nice. 2 birds, 1 stone.
Now, switching gears for a moment, let's talk about allergies. Are there any probiotics that are particularly allergy-friendly?
That's a good question because I know some people have sensitivities to certain ingredients.
Absolutely. One option that comes to mind is Pure Encapsulation's Saccharomyces boulardii 60s.
Saccharomyces boulardii, wasn't that in the Florastor probiotic we talked about earlier?
Yes, it is. It's that unique yeast-based probiotic. Well, this Pure Encapsulations product focuses solely on that yeast strain, and it's gluten-free, non-GMO, and hypoallergenic.
So it's a good option for people with sensitive stomachs.
It is. Now, let's circle back to prebiotics for a moment. And remember, they're the fuel that helps those probiotics thrive.
Right, like giving them a good meal.
Exactly. And while some probiotic supplements include prebiotics, it's important to know that you can find them in food sources as well.
Oh, that's good to know. What are some examples of prebiotic-rich foods?
Well, you've got Fruits like bananas and apples, veggies like onions, garlic and asparagus, and whole grains like oats and barley.
So basically, a lot of the staples of a healthy diet.
Exactly. You're probably already getting some prebiotics without even realizing it.
That's great. Now, are there any particular types of prebiotic fibers that are especially beneficial?
One that's gaining a lot of attention is called inulin.
Inulin.
Mm.
I've seen that on food labels, but I'm not really sure what it is.
It's a type of soluble fiber found in a variety of plants. Think of it as a chain of fructose molecules that our bodies can't digest, but our gut bacteria love it.
So it's like a specialized food source for our gut buddies.
You got it. And inulin has been linked to all sorts of benefits like improved digestion, reduced inflammation, and even better blood sugar control.
Wow, that's impressive. So where can we find inulin?
You can find it naturally in foods like chicory root, Jerusalem artichokes, garlic leeks, onions, and even bananas.
Okay, so a mix of familiar foods and some that I might need to try out.
Exactly. Now, with all this talk about prebiotics, it's worth mentioning that there are some potential downsides if you consume too much too quickly.
Like what?
Some people might experience digestive discomfort like gas or bloating if they overdo it on prebiotic-rich foods.
Ah, so it's all about moderation.
Exactly. Start slow and let your body adjust.
Good advice. Now, is there like a winning combination of probiotics and prebiotics?
Well, it really depends on the individual, but research suggests that combining specific strains with certain prebiotics can create a synergy, making them even more effective.
Interesting, like they work better together.
Exactly. For example, Bifidobacterium longum paired with inulin has shown promising results in boosting gut health markers.
So it's not just about taking any probiotic and any prebiotic, it's about finding the right pairings.
Exactly. And that's where personalized guidance can really come in handy.
Right, so talking to a healthcare professional is always a good idea.
Absolutely. They can help you navigate the world of probiotics and prebiotics and figure out what's best for your unique needs.
Makes sense. Now let's zoom out for a minute and recap what we've learned about probiotics and prebiotics. What are the key takeaways for our listeners?
Okay, so first and foremost, probiotics are live microorganisms with a ton of potential health benefits, but they're not a cure-all and they're not for everyone.
Right, it's important to talk to your doctor before starting any new supplement regimen.
Exactly. And when choosing a probiotic, consider factors like the specific strains, the CFU count brand reputation, and storage requirements.
And don't forget about prebiotics, which are essentially food for those beneficial bacteria. You can find them in both supplement and food forms.
Right. It's all about finding what works best for you and your gut.
Now, before we move on, I want to touch on something we haven't explicitly addressed yet, the gut microbiome.
Ah, yes, the mysterious world within.
Exactly. What is it and why is it so important?
Well, the gut microbiome is this incredibly complex community of trillions of microorganisms living in our digestive tracts.
Trillions. That's mind-boggling.
It's like an entire ecosystem within us, and it plays a vital role in our health.
Like what?
Well, it helps us digest food, extract nutrients, support our immune system, and there's even growing evidence suggesting it can influence our mood and behavior.
Wait, so the bacteria in our gut can affect how we feel?
It seems that way. There's a strong connection between the gut and the brain, often referred to as the gut-brain axis.
That's fascinating. So maintaining a healthy gut microbiome is really important for overall well-being.
It is. When it's out of balance, it can contribute to a wide range of issues, from digestive problems to weakened immunity, skin conditions, and even potentially mood disorders.
Wow, so it's really all connected. Taking care of our gut should be a top priority.
Absolutely. And probiotics and prebiotics can play a key role in restoring balance and promoting a healthy microbiome.
This is all so incredible. The more we learn about the gut microbiome, the more amazing it seems.
I know, it's such a fascinating field, and as research continues, we're only going to uncover more about its impact on our health.
Well, I can't wait to see what the future holds. This
Yeah.
has been a truly insightful conversation.
I agree. It's been a pleasure diving into the world of probiotics and prebiotics with you.
Likewise. And for our listeners out there, stay tuned for part 3, where we'll wrap up this deep dive with some final thoughts and takeaways.
Welcome back to the KenkoVibe Podcast. We've explored a lot of ground.
We have the science, the products, even talked about potential risks.
And now for our final thoughts, I want to touch on something a little bit more philosophical.
Ooh, I like where this is going. Hit me with it.
Okay, so we've been discussing these tiny organisms living inside of us, influencing everything from our digestion to our immunity, maybe even our moods.
Right. It's pretty mind-blowing when you think about it.
It is, and it begs the question, are we really in control of our own bodies?
Whoa. Okay, you're really making me think now.
If our bodies are essentially ecosystems hosting trillions of microorganisms, It challenges our whole concept of what it means to be human.
I mean, you're not wrong there.
And here's another thought. If we can manipulate our gut microbiome through diet, lifestyle choices, and things like probiotics and prebiotics, are we actually influencing our own evolution?
Hold on, are we talking about shaping our biological destiny here?
It's a fascinating possibility, isn't it? I mean, think about it. Our modern lifestyles with all the processed foods, antibiotic use, and high stress levels, they're already impacting our gut microbiome.
So you're saying we're already part of this evolutionary dance with our gut bacteria, whether we realize it or not.
Exactly. And as we gain more knowledge about the microbiome, we can potentially make more conscious choices to steer that influence in a positive direction.
So instead of just letting things happen, we can actually take an active role in shaping our gut health.
Precisely, it's empowering to think that we're not just passive passengers in our own bodies.
I like that. So what's the key takeaway here for our listeners?
Awareness, pay attention to the choices you make, the foods you eat, the supplements you consider.
Because ultimately it all comes back to our gut health.
It does, and remember those trillions of tiny lives that call our bodies home, they're counting on us to make wise decisions.
Well said. I think that's a perfect note to end on.
Before we go, don't forget to visit the KenkoVibe website for a wealth of resources on probiotics, prebiotics, and the gut microbiome.
We've got articles, recipes, expert insights, everything you need to embark on your own gut health journey.
And as always, consult with your healthcare provider before making any major changes to your diet or supplement routine.
Great advice. Well, that wraps up our deep dive into the world of probiotics. Thanks for joining us.
It's been a pleasure, and until next time, stay curious, stay healthy, and keep those gut bacteria happy.
See you next time on the KenkoVibe Podcast.